now let us talk about a nucleus with respect to nucleolus. Nucleus versus nucleolus. You know, nucleolus is something that is present inside the nucleus, right? So nucleus, it represents the whole eukaryotic complex that contains the genetic information, whereas nucleolus, it is a component of the nucleus itself. Nucleus, it is covered by two membrane envelope, whereas nucleolus, it is without any covering or membrane. During cell divisions, chromatins become highly condensed. They become thick, rod-like structures, and those thick rod-like structures, which are the chromatins, they are now called as chromosomes. So, nucleus controls the structure and the working of the cells, whereas nucleolus synthesizes the ribosomal subunits. So if nucleus has got the genetic material which contains the blueprint DNA, the program, nucleolus has the machinery to develop the protein. Nucleus, having the genetic material or the DNA, have the blueprint to make the proteins. Nucleolus has the machinery, develops the machinery which will make the proteins according to the blueprint. You know, chromatin material is an intervened mass of the thread-like structure that's made up of DNA and a protein. So now you understand the difference between chromatin and chromosome. What is chromatin? Chromatin is the earlier stage. Chromatin is a material that is an intervened mass of the thread-like structure that's made up of DNA and protein, right? DNA and protein makes chromatin. And when this chromatin becomes highly condensed, thick, rod-like structure, then it is called as a chromosome. So I hope now you are clear with what is chromatin and what's chromosome. Chromatin is the earlier phase, it's made up of protein and DNA. Chromosome is a later phase of the chromatin wherein it becomes thin and highly condensed. Let us now talk about chromosomes in specific. You know that, say we are talking about the humans, right? So we are made up of trillions of cells. 38 trillion cells are there in my body, in your body, somewhat in general, okay? Could be some less, some more, but so many cells, right? Every cell has got a nucleus in general. I'm not talking about some cells that do not have nucleus when they get matured. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. The RBCs do not have nucleus, you know, they shed out the nucleus when they get mature. I'm not talking about them. But then most of the cells, they have a nucleus in them, right? And inside the nucleus, there is this genetic material. And this genetic material is the chromosome. Now you know that what the chromosome is composed of. The chromatin or chromosome is composed of. A chromosome is made up of two things. A protein ball and a ribbon which is tightly wound around it. You remove the ribbon and the ball. Two things, protein ball and a DNA ribbon coming close together they are chromosome, and they are separate entities as well. So that is a chromosome, right? And then on the chromosome, if you separate the protein, then the DNA, on the DNA you have different sections, and each of the sections are different genes, and different genes are responsible for different characteristics. Maybe some responsible for the color of your eyes, some responsible for the color of your hair, some responsible for the shape of your nose, you know, all that.